Hello everybody, happy Friday. I'm meteorologist Andrea Myers, bringing you guys your daily hail forecast, sponsored as always by C3 Group, Merlin Law Group, American Contractor, and Atlas. You can go ahead and check them out as usual in the description to this video. It's Friday already. I feel like this week has flown by. We're going to do a quick recap of yesterday's storms, and then getting into today, we have Central Plains Part 2. Got more severe weather on the horizon for folks all the way from the Dakotas into Texas once again. And then it's the Midwest and Texas. For tomorrow, still Texas, you guys have stayed in it pretty consistently for the past few days. Going to see more storms over the next 48 hours. And then we're ending it with next week's pattern. So we're going to look through the weekend, take a look at how things are shaping up into the next 7 days here across the nation. So for yesterday, starting out there, got quite a few storms that rolled through the Central Plains. Tornadoes were definitely prevalent for Kansas, for Oklahoma. You can see all those reports that tracked through Colby. A few hail, few wind reports here and there, but again, it was a tornado day into yesterday. A lot of them, fortunately, weak, EF0 to EF1 so far, but Oklahoma City, specifically the south suburbs, more in Norman, got quite a few tornado warnings through the area, and you can see that all on our map here, and then some scattered hail that ran down just to the south and east of Wichita Falls for yesterday. So big tornado day for the Central Plains, lots of warnings across the area, and then through the southeast, got a ton of wind. Jackson got popped with some high winds, as well as some severe hail in southern Mississippi. But overall, again, a very busy weather day, but it was definitely a tornado day. Now for today, here's that low pressure system. It has disconnected from the jet stream, so now it's just cut off, and it's moving its way through the Central Plains. Now, as it tracks into Mississippi, into Missouri, and into Iowa, we're going to start to see some storms developing along that and down south into Texas. But watch what this does over the next 24 hours. Starts to weaken a little bit, and that's going to be still the cause of our severe storms tomorrow. But again, that low pressure system is weakening as it stays cut off from the rest of the jet stream out here. And you know, these lows are not really budging, and we've got this whole, it's just a ridge. That's what, this whole thing in between each low is just a ridge, and that is sitting in place through Saturday, through Sunday, into Monday. And what that means for us is it's going to get plenty hot across much of the nation here and pretty dry. We need these low pressure systems to track through to spark any severe thunderstorms. So now what we're depending on for thunderstorm development is just heat to lift air parcels into the atmosphere and form severe storms. So we're going to have to watch this ridge into next week, but bottom line, it just means it's going to get super hot as that rolls through the middle of the week into Monday and then onward. Right now, though, totally different setup. Look at this. As it moves into the Central Plains, you've got this spinning low pressure system pulling all those clouds in and around it, and that's what's going to get ready to form those storms as it tracks into the eastern part of Nebraska, into Iowa. And this should begin to start developing storms down to the southeast of it as it tracks into that area of instability. Now down for the south, we still have some clearing behind these clouds, and that'll help us out with some thunderstorm development later today as that gets super hot. You know, it's southwest Texas, so I think you guys are pretty used to that heat this time of year, and that's going to help drive those storms into the area later on today. So again, there's that low pressure system cut off from our jet stream, and there's that spinning air just right around that. Cold weather behind it, 51 degrees in Denver, and we're in the 70s across much of the central part of the nation here, 76 in Kansas City, 73 in Fort Wayne, all the way down into the upper 80s in Texas right now, and still warming up as the day goes on. For dew points, still super muggy across half of the U.S. right now. 66-degree dew points in Atlanta. Again, remember, we're in the 70s. The closer those dew points are to the temperatures, just the more sticky it feels outside. Or another way to look at it is the darker these greens are, the worse it feels outside in terms of humidity. So a ton of us are just feeling that muggy air and getting ready for this cold dry to hit this humid heat and form those storms as it goes forward. So here goes that low pressure system. Again, you can see that spin on our future radar, and we see those storms starting to develop off of it by around 3 p.m. Going to see some isolated cells. That's our chance for large hail. Then as it continues to track off to the east, now we're seeing more of a band form with still some isolated storms coming off the south end of it. But this north end now is transitioning more into a wind risk. So Omaha, you got all hail chances, or all severe chances, hail, wind, and tornado as it tracks into your area by around 6 p.m. tonight. Then in and out of Omaha, we're going to start to see some storms developing along the Kansas and Missouri corridor here. And, any of those could potentially produce some hail, as well as what we've got going here along I-80 through Iowa. And then we'll start to see things kind of fizzle out into the overnight hours for our northern half of the risk area. For the southern half, it's looking pretty different. We got a lot more storm coverage down here, folks. So we got some storms forming through Missouri and Arkansas. Oklahoma City, if you guys are just to the south of the I-44 corridor, right now that's looking like it's where storms are going to form. So again, if you're in like Moore, Norman, that's where we're going to see storms forming with, again, that chance for tornadoes and potential large hail by around 5 p.m. today. And that's going to continue all the way through Lawton, Wichita Falls, down into the Midland, Odessa area by 5 p.m. And then look at how quickly that starts to develop together through West Texas, forming a line there. Still seeing some separated, isolated storms that could potentially be producing large hail in Oklahoma before that turns into a whole mess of storms. We got multiple outflows that are forecast to be coming off of these systems. And look at that on our forecast radar. We've been seeing this bow forming in South Texas, which just means that wind is packing a punch out behind it, pushing all that rain out. And so we could see some pretty high winds heading into the San Antonio area with that system before it too starts to lose some energy, kind of like our northern system. So for our hail forecasting today, again, we got all risks, but starting out with hail, mostly quarters down in Texas since it lines out pretty quickly into that wind risk. So I think that the large hail is going to, again, come when storms first form, so like we see a lot of times. So if you guys are in Omaha, moderate chance for you guys to get severe hail today, and any hail that initially forms could get up to 2.5 inches, and then quickly lose size as it tracks off to the east. So anywhere from Sioux Falls down into Little Rock, you guys have a low-end chance of seeing severe hail. Anywhere where those storms initially form is where it could potentially be largest. Oklahoma City, Wichita Falls, you got a couple of rounds of clustered or isolated storms tracking over you. So moderate chance for you guys to see severe hail, ping pong to golf ball sized stones through that region. And then again, anywhere from Midland, Odessa down into DFW, even parts of western Shreveport could see some severe hail today, quarters to $50 for most of South Texas into today's risk. For wind now, we can push it a little further east. Again, since this thing is going to be packing a punch, especially through South Texas, we can probably count on some solid wind through some parts of our risk area. So Sioux Falls, Omaha, moderate for you again, and then down into South Texas. Anywhere where that line is forming and then developing through the area, moderate chance for you guys to see some wind gusts upward of 60 miles an hour. So if you're anywhere in that swath, again, now's the time to put your plants inside, secure your lawn furniture. It's going to be breezy tonight. Then for tornadoes, keeping it in that central area where we're seeing those isolated cells most frequently here. Sioux Falls, all the way down into southern Oklahoma, like the Durant area, could potentially see some tornadoes into today. Omaha, you have the best chance of seeing supercells capable of large hail, as well as potential tornadoes through your region into this afternoon and evening. So for tomorrow, looking at that instability as it tracks through, we're still seeing some low to moderate values across the board here, specifically in South Texas, and then the Ohio Valley will have our risk of that system producing severe weather. So watching those two areas for tomorrow. That north end of the system is going to still continue rocking and rolling through Iowa, 2 p.m., starting to see more storms developing on our forecast model here. And then as those continue to develop through the afternoon, now we're picking up some strength and heading down to the southeast through Illinois, through Indiana, with a chance for hail as well as wind and tornadoes once again. We'll see that system continue to push those storms off to the east through parts of the Ohio Valley, but now we're losing some steam into Sunday, again, as that low pressure system starts to weaken. So it makes enough sense there, right? Then as we track into Corpus Christi, we have that complex that's going to move into San Antonio tonight. It's going to continue making its way through South Texas tomorrow. As it moves into a little bit more daytime heating and all that Gulf moisture, we could see a hail chance with any of those leading storms, as well as high winds as it tracks through the South Texas area. So it's going to make its way towards the Gulf. Once it's offshore, we'll start to see more storms developing all the way through East Texas, into Oklahoma, into Arkansas, with more of a chance for severe hail with any of those singular storms by around 5 p.m. So looking like typical summertime, seeing that crazy daytime heat and seeing storms developing off of that, that's kind of what it's going to look like into tomorrow. And so that leaves us with our hail forecast for those northern and southern parts of, basically today's risk area. We're just going to separate it off. So Sioux Falls down into Evansville is where we'll see a chance for severe hail into tomorrow. Largest hail, again, it sounds like a broken record. The largest hail is where storms are initially forming. Ping pong to golf ball size likeliest there. If you're in Des Moines, you have the best chance of seeing severe hail into tomorrow. Then for the southern risk area, low wind chance pretty much across the board except for Corpus Christi. Here you guys have a moderate since there's pretty solid storm coverage. We talked a little bit about it, but we could see maybe some ping pong balls tracking through the area into tomorrow morning with the remnants of that system. And then anywhere from OKC down the 35 corridor and eastward into like Shreveport, Fort Smith. You guys could also get some scattered quarters with any of those popcorn storms that we'll see tomorrow afternoon. For wind, I'm going to include, again, both areas and extend it a little bit further east, as we like to do, to account for that wind. So if you guys are in Sioux Falls, all the way down into Springfield, Illinois, Evansville, Indiana, yet again, you got a chance for some severe winds. Des Moines, moderate for you guys into tomorrow. Moderate for Corpus Christi with the remnants of that system. And then, yet again, a low-end chance for you guys where we have more scattered storm coverage for tomorrow. Then for our tornado risk, gonna shrink it down a little bit to just where we have that complex now. Again, everything up here is gonna be pretty scattered. But if you guys are in Des Moines or Davenport, Iowa, not Davenport, Davenport, you guys have a moderate chance to see some tornadoes into tomorrow. Well, we could get some spinning storms with, the northern end of that system rotating through the area. Then down into Texas, San Antonio, Corpus Christi, you guys could also see potentially some tornadoes into tomorrow with that, system that band of storms that's going to track through. So that's what we got for tomorrow. Into next week, we kind of looked at the future jet stream there, and that ridge is in place. So a lot of folks out in the northwestern part of the U.S. are going to see temperatures that are hotter than normal. Might be around normal, a little bit cooler if you guys are in South Texas, Oklahoma. We're used to the heat this time of year, so a little bit cooler than normal for you guys. But really, again, the Pacific Northwest is going to see temperatures that are very much hotter than average for this time of year. As for rain, drier across the north end, but we could see some Gulf moisture returning to the South Plains as well as parts of the desert Southwest. So we could see a little bit more of, again, those popcorny storms that we're seeing into tomorrow, tracking through that region for next week. So we're watching all that. We'll see what we have into, Monday through Friday of next week. And we'll keep you updated this weekend if anything is, crazy is popping up. So follow us on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Hit See First on Facebook so you never miss a live video. Smash that subscribe button everywhere else. And then if you want to get in contact with us, you can scan that QR code up above me or click the link in the description to this video to go ahead and get a demo of our products. Again, we map all the severe weather across the nation live. So if you guys want to stay tuned to what's happening in your area, that's a great way to do that. Or if you have questions for us, comments, you can give us a call at 855-334-4245. Email us at info@hailtrace.com or check out hailtrace.com for more details. And as always, we'll keep you updated with your severe weather risks as they come at us. You guys have a great weekend. I'm meteorologist Andrea Myers. Thanks for watching.